It is just a technical difficulty moment. We are in StreamYard today because we're in class. Class is in session. But we're a little bit, and by we I mean me. I'm a little bit behind. I don't know everything. I'm happy everyone's here. Amy is with me today, and we are going to be starting a new series. So before we begin, Amy, can you introduce yourself, and then I will see if I can find my disclaimer before we start this.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Amy Ewer, and I have been in quite a few different MLMs. I'm a mom.
Sorry.
Okay, you got to go.
Since this was YouTube enabled.
No, no. She wants to be on YouTube. Give me this.
No, it has YouTube enabled.
Go away. I don't even know what this is.
It's
Be
the
gone.
Surface, Mom, and it doesn't have YouTube on it.
Please go. No, you're not getting on YouTube.
No,
Go.
it doesn't.
I'm on YouTube. You're not going to.
Mom, it doesn't have it on it.
Please go.
It doesn't have it on it.
Nope. Go. I swear to all that's good and holy.
Mom, are you using it to out?
No, I'm going to use you for an example in the fallacy.
Logical fallacy class today.
Logical fallacy. Here you go. I am a mom of 5. And so I have a lot of experience with logical fallacies. So there's that. Been in a lot of MLMs. Prior to being a stay-at-home mom, I worked in human resources for about 15 years. And I try to fire my kids and they come back every day.
I love that. I as a child with two brothers and 2 sisters, I'm just sending all the blessings I can to you because I know we put our mom through the ringer growing up. So
I don't know if I'm gonna make it through that one. I think every parent has that one.
Yes.
And she's that one. Yes.
Yep. I get it. Live chat, hello. We're excited you're here. I'm DC. I'm responsible for all the technical difficulties on both of our channels, and we are going to be having fun today, hopefully. I'm an MLM dropout. I was in 2 MLMs, and I just passed my 1 year of leaving Young Living, and I've been trying to talk about the dangers of MLMs since I got out, basically. So the reason we're going to be doing this series called The Fallacy Detective, it's actually a book. I'm green. There we go. Amy's going to hold it up because she's not keying out her green. And we got it because I liked it because it's for 12-year-olds and up, and it's like right in my intellectual wheelhouse of making the logical fallacies really simple and clear. And technically it does say 12-year-olds and up, but I wanted something simple. And when as someone who gets stuck in logical fallacies when I was in MLMs, it was hard to be in a conversation and say, hey, something is wrong here, or that doesn't make sense, and not know like what logical fallacy they were using. And so I would get sucked in and say, oh gosh, maybe I was wrong. And I think looking at these over the next however many weeks it takes us to finish this series, I think it's helpful for other people, or it could be, if we all learn what they are together and we can have examples and say, oh, that's a straw man, that's ad hominem, that's all the other ones that they are, so that we can equip our empathy through education and be able to stay engaged and debunk some of this stuff. Erin Bees talks about logical fallacies a lot on her channel. And when I first started listening to her channel, I knew some of them, but other ones I was like, okay, I don't really know exactly what it is because my husband took logic in school and I didn't. And so I know some of y'all probably already know this, but maybe it'll help some of y'all too. And Amy, I was excited to do it with me. So what have you liked about the book so far?
For me, I think it's important on a couple different fronts. One, just because there's a lot of time that just innately you know that something's wrong, but being able to articulate why it's wrong. And then for me, I wanted to make sure that I covered it with my kids as well to help them. They experience a lot of logical fallacies from friends, from sometimes from their teachers, from different things. And so to me, the more you know, the better. And so to equip them, because my oldest has gotten propositioned from I think 3 different MLMs so far. And so helping her see those things
Yeah.
has been really good.
Yeah. And it's I think it'll also as I'm a weeping willow, as we say on my channel. I have lots of emotions. I've got lots of feelings, and sometimes I don't want to short out the circuits with my emotions. I want to be able to stay engaged and like, no, oh my gosh, I don't need to. Obviously, debates are not easy, but when you're talking with someone, knowing that something is like, oh, this is an assumptive fallacy, this is this is a straw man, this is avoiding the question, this is appeal to authority, or whatever that is, and you could say, oh my gosh, I know what they're doing, and they're participating in a logical fallacy. And in honor of all of the PowerPoints that I have raged over the past year, I have also created a PowerPoint within the branding standards of the Fallacy Detective. So I'm gonna put that up in a second. But live chat, participatory. What do you think is the logical fallacy that we've heard the most in MLMs? If you watch anti-MLM content, you can let us know while I pull up my while I pull up my PowerPoint presentation. It's not a PowerPoint; it's a Canva presentation. But yes, and the bucket hat has come back out to join us. Okay, present full screen at your own pace. No. I just want to present. Oh, this is huge. Nope. Nope. Let's try this again. All right. Share screen, present. Share screen.
No, okay, so the last live stream, my husband brought me Reese's dipped animal crackers. This one, he brought me an iPad. So
Oh, fancy. What Santa? What the heck?
Lucy said, Santa, what the heck?
It's a magical stream. Literally, I'm just gonna stream from Amy from now on because we don't know what's gonna happen.
I know.
Like crying?
Pretty soon I'm gonna be medicated, and then you really won't know what's gonna happen. So
Anyway,
Let's see. I need to do Chrome tab, and I need to do this one. I am gonna press present. I'm just trying to figure out how to do that. Okay, share. No, I just want to present. Present. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. And we're gonna be here. Oh my god, I made this layout in StreamYard. So, y'all don't have to pick any. I don't have a poll going, but you can just leave it in the chat, just like MLM no said false equivalencies. Ov said all of them. Probably yes. And false equivalence fallacies. Yep. Amy, mama of 5, I have one 16-year-old, and that's far too much to handle. Eloise.
the
Oh my
craziest
gosh.
part now, though, is that now I have some that are like adult-ish.
Mm,
And I say adult-ish because they still need me to do a whole lot. And now it's much more complicated and much more expensive, is what I'm finding.
yeah.
So there's that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
The other one the one I like too, I don't know if I've seen anyone put it, is red herrings.
That's a good one.
Because you get like, it's so, especially if for some reason MLMs kind of appeal to neurodivergent, and it is super easy to get you off the track that you were on. You were on a track, you were asking questions, and they can distract you with something, and you move, and then you're like, wait, I don't even remember what we were talking about over here.
Yep.
and you forget what you were doing.
Yep. Yep. You're focused on, what
Mhm.
you're trying to talk about, and then all of a sudden it's like, how do we get here? How did
Yeah.
we get here? So today's lesson is just going to be the first like introduction to a lot of them, like talking about what a fallacy is, what part of the logic like fallacies we're going to be talking about. So branches of logic. We're just going to stay in the corner under logical fallacies and the informal fallacies. We're not going to be doing formal fallacies. We're not going to do like deductive and inductive reasoning. We're just in the informal the informal column. And we have pictures, we have graphs, we have a dog in a detective coat. What more could you want? I don't know.
Man.
So this is the and this is all the branding's on the book, so that's the colors I use. So if it looks a little funky, that's why. But
I thought I wanted watermelon. I was like, "Oh my gosh, it looks like a watermelon. That sounds
yes,
good."
yes, it does. Watermelon does sound so good right now.
Mhm.
What is a fallacy? Like, let's recognize bad reasoning together. I think that I know I keep saying like, what is this good for? I think it's gonna hopefully help maybe people not get in as many like screaming matches on the internet. And yeah, we're still potentially like messing with people's income because we are talking about the business practices that are bad and the health claims and all this other stuff. So I don't think it'll prevent everything, but I think it'll also help us recognize the bad reasoning in ourselves that we have and hopefully like help us have a better way to have interactions with others. Hello, and Andrea, everyone who's coming in the chat, greetings. We're trying this out because we need a big screen for our presentation, but we may go back to restream, but we're just doing this for these types of streams. So, let's see. A fallacy is an error in logic, and I know. Where's all the rest of the text? Why don't we have a ton of things? Because we're not overwhelming the PowerPoint slide, okay? Oh, and yes, sunk cost fallacy is also very common, Sina. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Um, and no one's late. We've had technical difficulties, and we are just in the second part of the slide. Okay. So this is a conversation from the book, but Karen says people just don't use their heads anymore. And Paul said, I don't know about that, Karen. I use my head a lot playing soccer. And this is just a fun little example of uh, logical fallacies and, mistakes in thinking and stuff like that. But it's just the whole goal with this, hopefully with this series, is to help you spot fallacies you meet in the street, in the newspaper, or in yourself, and in multi-level marketing, which is the twist that we're taking on this. So this will be especially helpful when learning how to combat logical fallacies. And I just said that because I should have kept reading, but here we are. I'm nervous.
Don't
Oh
be nervous.
my God. I know. I'm just like, ugh. So this is one of the graphs from the book, but you have two guys. You have a burglar on one side, and you have, it looks like, the store owner on the other side. And the store owner says, "Hey, you can't take that. It's stealing." And the burglar said, "So what? They steal bases in baseball. It's okay for baseball players to steal. Logically, it's okay for me too." And the store owner says, "You've got a point." And the burglar says, "That was easy." And Amy, if you want to read the words
So,
underneath.
thousands of years ago, the Greek philosopher Aristotle began to study and categorize the errors in reasoning he saw. People have found logical fallacies to be the most interesting and useful parts of logic. And it's interesting because, just as an example, the comic that you put, when and someone had mentioned it, I think, well, if you look at the shape of your corporate structure and the shape of an MLM, they're the same. And
Yep.
it's like, no, they're not. Like, they're different.
Yep.
But that's a good example of that one.
Yep. And also going forward, when we are talking, we're going to be doing either one fallacy each stream, or we're not going to do more than 3 a stream, because we're going to be using examples. We want to have video examples, or at least I want to, so we can say, hey, we're learning about a red herring, and here is one in the wild that you can look at. or here is a straw man or whatever it is. And we are going to have participatory polls as well at the end of each like section so that we can have fun and interact and try to answer it. So
And likewise, if you guys see some in the wild, send them to us.
yes.
Um, because it gets interesting. It is amazing the content that we don't see either because we're blocked or we get so much of it. So if you guys see something, please send it.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, and Andrea asked what everyone's having for dinner, so definitely drop that in the live chat for whoever's listening in the whatever the live comments, and replay crew. Much non-culty love to you. Definitely love to hear your comments after or as we go. So here's a diagram, and James B. Nance is the one who drew this. I wanted to credit him because it was credited in the book. I'm not trying to steal from the book. I'm just trying. I hope that if y'all like this type of thing, once we get into it, if y'all support the authors and buy the book yourself, that would be cool. You don't have to, because I know not every life's tough for everyone right now. When we have it, we're going to be talking about it. But if you have the means and you want to learn more, or you want to go faster than we're going, feel free to buy the book. It is not expensive.
Yeah.
Yes, and
And
WFAB is a gold mine. Sorry.
there's also like I got the workbook edition. Is
Yep.
yours the work edition
Yep.
too?
It's
So
the
there are a
best
couple
one, I think.
different.
Yeah.
Oh, I do too. Yeah.
And you can answer the questions in the back, and there's the answer key so you can practice, because it's one thing to be able to say, oh my gosh, that's a straw man. Or like when Erin Bees is doing a video and she's saying that's a logical fallacy, that's this kind, and you're like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. And then when you're out by yourself in the wild, it's like, oh my god, I'm not sure which one this is. So we're gonna, I don't know, do stuff together. So here's the logic is at the top, and then we have informal on the left and formal critical thinking as the two legs of logic. Under formal, there's deductive and inductive, and there's categories underneath that, but we're going to be in the informal column. So there's language, classification, definition, argument, problem solving, and logical fallacies. And there's informal fallacies and there's formal fallacies, but we're only going to be covering the informal fallacies. So I will also put this link to this slideshow in the description of Amy's stream and my stream after the fact. So if y'all want to go back, no need to take notes. You can just look at it yourself. So it'll be there for you guys. And here's some examples. I found some cartoons on the internet. And so of some of these, and some of the names are different, but some of them are the same. And I'll read the ones. So Amy, if I'll be the little, the green dude, and if you want to be the orange guy with the beard,
Okay.
for ad hominem, and then we can go through these so people can get it, I guess, because I know that I also have some, I have some people who just listen to the streams as well on my channel, so I want to make sure I read everything out loud. But this is for ad. Oh, I think I have a duplicate of ad hominem. Whoops. Ad hominem is attacking a person's character to undermine their argument instead of countering it logically. So, based on the data, I suggest that we clone the second receptor subtype.
I disagree. I think we're overlooking a critical factor here.
Are you referring to the error bars on the third data set and the asymmetrical distribution of points?
Yes, but mostly to the fact that you're a useless idiot.
Oh my gosh. So, yeah. So these are just fun little quick ones, and we're not going to go into depth because I'd like to really focus this on like MLMs, but this is just like an appetizer for the upcoming streams. But the next one is the straw man fallacy, misrepresenting someone's argument to make it easier to refute. And we see this, in my opinion, a lot in in people's comment sections when they are going back and forth with an MLM person, or even if you're arguing with your leader in a multi-level marketing company, you're going to say, I'm not making any money, or there's not enough time. And then they address something that's a little bit like what you're saying, but it's not at all what you're asking about. So I'll be the same person again.
Okay.
And given my contributions to this paper, I think that I deserve to share credit with the first author.
So fame is more important to you than science, huh? That's sad.
What? I didn't say that.
Oh, so now I'm senile too?
Yep.
I feel like I'm talking to my kids.
Amy's gonna have a superpower logical, ammunition for conversations in the future. Oh my god. All right. Next one, we have a false cause. And I know some of these are different. Some of them will be the same in the book, but they're similar enough in type that these worked. But I know this is a false cause, which is presuming that correlation means causation. We see this a lot in science stuff too, and we see this a lot in people saying, "Oh, this is going to work because this," when that's not the case. Thus creating a false relationship between unrelated factors. Oh, this is inappropriate. I'm sorry. I didn't read this before. Let me take this down. The little guy. I'm sorry. We'll read it off screen, and we're not going to describe the picture. So I'm so sorry. I wasn't paying attention when I made this. So please, actually, I can just delete it. Hold on. Escape. Sorry. I'll just read this myself and I'll take it off because I'm very sorry. I didn't see that. But it says, I know what's wrong. Whenever I do this experiment, it fails. I'm the problem. And the other guy said, don't be absurd. Your dilutions are probably, and then they don't get to finish the conversation. And again, my apologies for showing that. I didn't look at the pictures before I read them. So I'm very sorry. I'm taking it off and I'm going to reshare the present. It's back. There we go. Sorry. There you go. So that was the other one. Now we're going to do appeal to emotion. Don't worry. We're going to have better non-problematic examples. Okay. This is appeal to emotion, trying to evoke an emotional response instead of using a valid argument. Have we ever heard that when people are saying their origin stories, like in WFAB when Jasmine is saying all of the hardships she went through to get to this point and everything that or Jessie Lee Ward saying she lived in a basement, or there's lots of things that connect with your emotions that isn't an actual argument for proving that multi-level marketing works. And I'm glad y'all didn't see it. I'm not going to say what it was. So I'm just going to leave it off-centered. So this is, why do you think you're suited to this postdoc position?
I am so passionate about science. Don't you want to have someone who can bring enthusiasm to your lab? And then he says, do you want fries with that?
Oh my god. Yeah, it wasn't a great. I mean, this one is like I found these on the internet, so they're just very basic, but we'll be in the future we're going to we'll find videos of examples for y'all as well. Okay. This is a slippery slope argument or a logical fallacy, rejecting a position or claim on the basis that it will inevitably lead to an extreme result. We see this in politics, we see this in MLMs, we see this in I think in some like parenting as well, but y'all can, here's the example. So open science will reduce data quality, destroy research, and send us back to the Stone Age.
That is completely ridiculous. Paranoia, and it doesn't even warrant a response.
And then we have a guy in the Stone Age, standing next to a rock that he is drawn on and going, huh. And so that is, if you've ever said, if you've ever heard, and I'm only going to get political for a second. I'm using it as an example. Oh, we can't make a law against that because if we do, then everyone's going to lose their freedoms everywhere, as an example. Or we can't do that because, and this very big consequence that, I don't think anybody wants, and it ends up being a slippery slope. And we see that on all sides of all aisles. So
and I get that one from a parent perspective, because my kids will be like, if you don't let me go to Kate's house after school, my schedule next year is going to be messed up and I'm not going to get any of the classes that I want. And and then it's going to impact college. I'm like, oh my gosh, stop it. I'm not using an example from today at all.
Amy has all of the examples. So this is arguing from fallacy, presuming that a claim must be wrong because it was based on a logical fallacy. Let me find.
I'll be this guy. Hey, I read in this paper that you shouldn't handle flesh-eating bacteria like that.
Oh, so you just believe whatever you read?
You're an idiot.
Did you read that somewhere too?
So you see how these can really when you're in them, if you understand if you're arguing from a fallacy, that it can just go nowhere and people are just get mad. Here is an appeal to authority. I will be polite demon lawyer again.
Why should we switch to this? Oh, wait.
Sorry, appeal to authority is assuming a claim is true because an authority says it is. Hello, Amare. Hello, Q Sciences. Hello, all health and wellness MLMs who say, look at this doctor we have on staff and look what they say. Look, we have a pharmacist as a consultant. Look what they said. Oh, the nurse practitioner, MD, chiropractor, whatever it is. And that because the authority is saying that whatever claim is true on the product. And so here we are.
So, but why should we switch to this buffer solution?
Because I'm the lab head and I said so.
So, why are we switching to this buffer solution?
Because I'm the postdoc and I said so.
Oh, I guess that's, growing up. I'm the oldest. I'm not the oldest, but someone else, my sister's the oldest. I'm the oldest, I said so. You kind of, like when you're babysitting and you're all pretty close in age and it's like, well, we're just doing that. But I've seen that happen a ton. I've seen it happen a ton in MLMs.
And I would say the other hard part with that one, okay, so if you do use this to teach your children, then this one will come back to bite you, because you can't do I'm the parent, I need you to do this. They're like, no, I need a reason.
Oh my gosh. So this is the bandwagon. Assuming a claim is true because many or most others believe it. We've seen that. For example, in WFAB, look, we all have great clothes on. We all have perfect makeup. We all have great cars. We live in a great place. Everyone's winning. And then they say, look, all of us are winning. You can win too. So assuming a claim is true because many or most others believe it. So,
and we see this one a lot too. Beachbody is a good example of this one, where they're like, no, this product is effective. Look at how many people it has worked for, but they refuse to look at anyone that it maybe hasn't worked for.
Yep, exactly. Let me see if I can I edit this layout? Sorry, I'm not on the edge. Okay. Uh-oh. Update. All right. Sorry. All right. Oh, wait.
Okay. I'm sorry, but most people don't believe that drug effect actually exists.
Well, my data shows that it does. Should I just bow to popular opinion? This is science.
No one in your tenure committee believes that drug effect exists.
This data does look a little shaky.
Yep. That is poor guy. And that is an interesting, that's why we got to look at the science, or we get to And I know sometimes science doesn't have all the answers, but sometimes there's really good information we can pull from it. So, and it's not just look how many people have joined Young Living. It's essential oils work. Look how many people have joined whatever Amare. These products can replace X, Y, and Z. And it's like, back up. We cannot assume a claim is true just because a bunch of people are joining as independent reps.
Well, this one also comes in a lot of the time with income disclosures. I didn't even know there was an income disclosure. It was like, no, all of these people are making money and you're seeing this and it's like, oh, well, maybe that income disclosure does lie.
Yep.
No.
Yep. Exactly. Okay. So this is the gambler's fallacy, assuming that past frequency affects future outcomes in statistically independent phenomena. So I'll be the guy on the left if you want to be the blue blurb lab guy.
This experiment has failed 376 times before, so it's certain to work this time.
Your grant committee called like 30 times. They sounded pretty mad.
It's okay, this is my lucky blotting kit.
Oh my
The
god.
sports players that have like the special socks or the special underwear, and if they're wearing that, then they're going to win the game.
Yep. It's very, very, very similar.
I think a lot of athletes do this one.
Yes. And even I think this can be said for someone who's at the top of a commission structure because they got in early and they say, maybe it's not exactly the same thing, but I was successful so you can be successful. Or you looking at things that are not related when they're saying, because I am here, you can be here too, when instead they are there because they got in early.
Yep.
So this is ambiguity, using language or linguistic structures with more than one meaning to mislead or misrepresent the truth.
I'm serious, Prof. I did all the work. I should be first author on the paper.
Okay, I promise you will be first paper author.
Wait, did you mean first author on the paper or just author on the first paper?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And we will try to find sometimes it's hard to we'll try to find separate examples for multiple things we talk about in upcoming streams. This is just some of the fallacies we're looking at, like propaganda fallacy. I'm trying to read you examples. Post hoc. It's one of them. Weak analogy. And there's some in here that aren't exactly titled the same on these ones, but hasty generalizations. And so we'll try to find actual video examples for y'all too.
I love what Lane said, because I sent 400 messages and got 400 no's, I'm due a yes.
Yep. Oh my God, that's perfect.
It's a game of numbers. Just a game of numbers. You just have to keep going. Yeah.
Yep. Oh my gosh. So this is burden of proof, asserting that a claim is true because it cannot be proven false, i.e. the burden lies with someone else to disprove it.
Prof, you added your buddies as co-authors on my paper.
Well, you can't prove that they didn't contribute to it.
I can't prove that they didn't contribute either.
Now you're just talking crazy.
Oh my god.
This is like the group project.
Yes.
You can't prove that I didn't do anything on that paper.
Yep. And I've had that talk with my professors before, and they're like, well, you should have figured it out. You should have done something different. It's like, oh my God. Okay. This is a loaded question, asking a question that contains a presumption so that it is impossible to answer without accepting it and appearing guilty.
Hey, where did you misplace my pipette?
What? I didn't misplace it anywhere.
Oh, so you're still using it without asking?
No, but if you find it, I could hurt you with it. I'll swear.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. And I haven't seen a ton of these, but I'm sure that there's they're in multi-level marketing. So look, if any of y'all find good examples of this, I have a link in I'll put a MLM fallacy link in my bio on my Instagram that you can submit if you see anything.
This one could also be I see some of them doing this when they are like, don't you care about your health?
Yep.
Well, yes, I do. And they're like, okay, well then this makes sense.
Yep.
No, because they kind of get you stuck where you have to say, yeah, I do care about that.
Yeah, and even in Young Living, they're going to say, well, you're the gatekeeper to the home. Are you saying that you're going to continue making your whole family sick because you're letting all these toxic ingredients into your house? Well, no one is sick right now. Literally no one is sick. Well, I mean, you would just have to wait. Someone will get sick soon. And it's like, oh my God.
They're not sick yet, but it's coming.
Yes,
So
yes.
you want to be responsible for that?
Yep. So this is argument from incredulity, denying a claim because you can't believe it can possibly be true.
We should switch to this buffer because it shows better protein separation.
I don't believe it can do that, so we'll stick to the old protocol.
That's because you don't know anything about the protocol.
I don't believe you just said that, so you didn't.
Oh.
Okay. Now, do you think this is the one that Anita used on me?
Oh, yes, absolutely. 100%.
So in one of the videos that I did, and it was a previous upline, and she had used the exact same reel 1 year apart. One reel, she was advertising 4-week gut protocol. On the next reel, it said, do you want to get healthier, whatever, only one requirement. And so she said, well, all I was showing was just an example of weight loss. I didn't say the product. And so you don't have anything to go on because I didn't say that exactly. And so it's not true. I was like, yeah.
Yep. And again, we read the transcript because we were, trying to be somewhat respectful, but it's like, one, there was no way to resolve it privately because she basically was like, okay, I'm going to sling everything I have at you and block you so you can't respond to me. And then hear all the things that she said in her memo. Like, if you heard the tone of voice, it was wild. And it wasn't, yes, it was what she said, and it was how she said it. And I think it definitely was this one. Einstein and Schrodinger didn't believe that nature was probabilistic, so they rejected quantum theory, or at least initially. Wow.
Oh, it used to happen a lot, especially if you look at some of the things that they rejected, just because it was like, no, we don't want to believe that. We're just going to reject it.
Yep. So here is special pleading, making an arbitrary exception when your argument is shown to be wrong. And I think we've seen this a ton in MLMs. And hopefully the more I learn, the more I can say, oh, this is special pleading, or this is an argument in incredulity, or all the other ones, because it's not just, oh my gosh, Jasmine is being blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, the issues, the argument, the issues, the behavior. And again, I think it can continue helping at least me stay away from ad hominem attacks when I just want to comment on the behavior.
Yeah.
So, okay.
A good scientist is never far from his lab.
But you are.
Hey, I'm a professor. I'm too busy and important to sit in the lab all day.
Are you too busy and important to realize that this is not your lab?
Oh my God. In other words, they committed arguments from incredulity, even though they were really smart guys and should have known better.
Mhm.
Rob, I love your commentary. I'm glad to see you in the chat. And yes, this is really great information. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce this.
Is
It's
it quoke?
quoke. Okay.
Quoke?
To quoke.
We're gonna pretend. It sounds good.
Yes. Live chat. If you know how, phonetically help us out in the live chat. So, responding to criticism by accusing the other person of the same error. Oh my gosh.
I told you to turn the autoclave off last night, but you didn't.
Yeah, well, you forgot to turn it off 2 nights ago.
Wait a minute. If you didn't turn it off and I didn't turn it off.
Uh-oh.
And if you're just listening to this, there's a small fire of small flames behind the little blue character, and they're realizing that it is something is wrong. Okay.
This
Okay.
this one is one I deal with a lot at home because my kids are like, "Well, you don't make this person do it."
Yep.
Or they didn't do their dishes, so why do I have to do my dishes?
Yep. They do.
I
And
said so.
yep.
Dang it.
I mean, and I've even used this in arguing with, someone I care about, and I'm not gonna air our dirty laundry on the internet, but sometimes it's like, well, I didn't clean up this time, but you haven't been cleaning up either. Or I forgot this one time to do this, but you don't do it either. And so it's good to put a title to something like this because, again, logical fallacy. And I don't want to participate in these types of things, even though it tends to pop up.
Well,
Or
we
not.
get this one from MLMers because it's like, "Well, you did it too."
Yep.
You're right, I did, and it was wrong, and I'm trying to correct that wrong.
Yep.
So I see this one a lot.
Yeah, and people in the comments too of like, well, just like Amy was saying, you used to be in MLMs, you used to recruit people, you used to, and they do it in Aaron's comment section and Julie Joe's, and it's like, yep, that's why we're reacting to like Aaron reacts to her old MLM content, and Julie Joe has done it too, and Ruthie said Andrew Tate using the argument, you guys don't even care about women. You just want to cancel me. Yep, exactly.
Yep.
Yep. Everyone's doing this one.
This is a very common one.
Yep. I did successfully use that argument against my mom asking me to do dinner dishes when I had a friend over, when she had let my older brother out of the same chore when he had a friend over. Melissa. Super smart. Clowntown said, when I called out a streamer for racism, she said, but what about what you did? And nobody even talked about our argument because they were too busy harping on what our issues were. Yep. It does tend to spiral.
And then you get like the red herring and you get so far off. Like a lot of these lead to each other too.
Yep. I think that I accidentally doubled on some of these. Hold on. Oh, we already did ad hominem. Hold on. Okay, please hold. Technical difficulty. Let me figure out where these are. I'm trying to open these up.
Oh my gosh, Andrea, my kids have learned that when you say, "Hey, where did you put this?" Did you guys ever do this when you were little? Up your butt and around the corner.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah. We all did this, and then the next generation does it and we're like, "Why do you do these things?"
Yep. Indeed. I'm trying to put these back in correctly cuz I did argument from incredulity already. I need to do burden of proof, and I need to do sorry. Thank you live chat for holding.
Yeah, Melissa, I totally agree. Melissa said, I feel that's kind of the climate of the world right now. You can't hold anyone accountable because then the mob comes after you and it can get exhausting. And I think it is the climate now, right? Like and that's why oftentimes we say like we're not attacking the person, we're attacking the behavior, and they normally take that as a personal attack versus like, no, we're trying to hold you accountable. Likewise, if someone holds me accountable to something, I'm going to come on and say, do you know what? I misspoke. I shouldn't have said that. I corrected it. Here's what happened. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
guess what? Chicken butt.
Oh my god. Wait, I don't think I did burden of proof already, did I? I don't think I did burden of proof yet. Maybe I did.
Yeah, we did that one.
I did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we have the straw man. Did we do the straw man too?
Yes.
Oh, dang it. Okay, please hold. There's 15 and I lost track of I'm trying to make this. Let's see. We did appeal to emotion. We did special pleading, right? We did burden of proof, loaded question, ambiguity. We did the bandwagon. Okay. I'm looking through these. Slippery slope. Appeal to emotion, straw man, ad hominem. Okay. Appeal to authority, bandwagon, gamblers, ambiguity, burden of proof, loaded question, argument, special pleading, burden of proof, and straw. Oh wait, where's straw man? Oh yeah, we did straw man. Okay, what happened? I thought I had 15. Did we do false? We did. Oh yeah, we had to delete the false cause one. Appeal to emotion. All right, we'll just go to this one, and I will fix the slideshow after right now. Okay, sorry guys. So when hopefully when you complete this series, you're gonna know how to spot bad reasoning, specifically in multi-level marketing. Put a higher value on good reasoning in all settings, and know how to avoid fallacies in your own reasoning. So that's what I hope with this course. When I say course, when we do this, that it's going to be helpful. And I will not use any cursey words, so that if you want to watch this with your kids, or somebody younger who doesn't do the cursey words, then you're not going to have an issue with listening to us. So let me see. I'm trying to read the comments. Sorry. That's an oldie but a goodie, Amy.
I am feeling rather old. We went to a concert last night, and I think we were the youngest there because we went to ZZ Top last night.
My gosh, I love it. And I saw your picture in your stories. It was so cute.
It was amazing, and no regrets. Well, a little regrets because my knee hurts really bad today, but it was totally worth it. Totally worth it. So
you're gonna have to get one of those cold sleeve things that pumps the water to cool it and stuff when you're streaming.
I do have one of those. My husband just hasn't filled it up for me today.
Oh,
because I forgot to
ask. So live chat. I will try to make this as undry as possible, but I hope that y'all are excited about maybe doing this and learning together. I know I don't want it to be like boring as heck, but I hope that it's gonna be fun.
I think it'll be a lot of fun, and it's so interesting in so many different areas. You can use it, like when you're looking at MLM pitches, but when you're looking at the news, when you're watching a debate, when you're reading newspaper, like all of these different things. When you're parenting, when you're in school, if you're taking classes and you can see some of these things, to me it just gives you more power.
Yeah, and we love
in every area. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so if you want to let us know, here, let me show. Let's see. I'm gonna make sure I put the link. So if you want to submit, if you see a logical fallacy in the wild and you want us to include it, I will tell you what the next stream is going to be about. It is going to be over the inquiring mind, and it's not going to cover. It's going to cover opposing viewpoints. So sorry, exercising your mind, love to listen, and opposing viewpoints. And so it's not going to necessarily cover the logical, like traditional logical fallacies in that one, that's going to be in the next one. So after that, it's going to be red herring and others. But I think this next one about the inquiring mind is important foundationally because so what? What if why do we want healthy minds that can think well, and like how do we exercise it in a meaningful way that doesn't participate in logical fallacies? Like so what? So I think that's where it's important to talk about that. And then why is it important to listen? And then the after that, opposing viewpoints and how opposing viewpoints aren't dangerous, because in multi-level marketing specifically, they tell you, oh, anyone who doesn't support you is the villain. Anyone who doesn't agree with you 100%, you can't interact with them.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, there we go, my light. And so I think that we hear that sometimes in the world because it's pretty loud with, if you don't believe my political way, then you're trash. And if you don't believe the same religious thing as I do, no way. And so I think it's going to be interesting to talk about, and remember that we're all human and we're going to be civil and respectful, and it's going to be it's going to be a good time, I think.
Yeah, I think it'll be really good. And I mean, and we will do our best to not get into like too many political things or things that are so currently charged, because we want to keep this a safe space for everyone and
Yep.
respect that we do have differing opinions, and that we can talk about those differing opinions and do it in a productive manner. It has been incredibly interesting. So you just said that clicked at me. So I have 5 kids, and I do have, I'm the youngest of 5 kids. And within my sibling group, we have Christians and we have atheists. And we have some that are really Christian and some that are really atheist. And then you have some of us who are in the middle and are like, can we just have a like fun family like dinner and not can we not talk about that? And you can, and you should be able to have these conversations to truly understand someone, and it may get you to realize that maybe some of your own reasoning, you might be using some fallacies in your own reasoning, and you may change it.
Yeah. Yep. I think it's going to be good. I don't know this. We thought by we, I mean, I thought this would take us an hour and a half to get through the first lesson, but with my technical difficulties with my slideshow, I think I think we kind of covered the information for at least the first stream as a like, this is what we're doing. Don't burn our channels down type of fun little like, hey, I hope y'all will want to join us, and we'll try to make it as fun as possible.
Yeah.
Compromise from opposing viewpoints often make the best public policies. Yep. And yeah, and we're gonna it's really important to Amy and to me to make sure the live chat is the safest. I mean, not that it's gonna always be safe, but we always remain united with civility and respect for one another, for other beliefs, for other people. And we want to make sure like whatever streams we do, especially with things that could end up being spicy, that they're not they're not spicy, and that people get to safely interact in the chat. So I'm excited.
And if there is something that is like an ad hominem attack, or if any of those things do happen in the chat, we may either mute you or block you.
Yeah.
Because we're not gonna allow that to happen on our channels, because I think we're both pretty firm on our boundaries regarding that.
Yep.
So
We don't we don't diagnose people. We talk about behaviors. And what I do on my channel, I think Amy does it on hers, is we will put you in timeout, which you can do on YouTube. We'll tell you, hey, we don't do that here. If you do that again, you lost your opportunity to hang out in the live chat. And look, the live chat's super fun. So, I mean, take that, think very hard about that. And we're not trying to be your parent or anything, but keeping the live chat safe for everyone is important to me. It's important to Amy, and it's not a laissez-faire type thing. If we're going to keep people, in the discussion open and respectful and civil, and we do that by timing out and blocking if we have to. So,
Absolutely.
okay. I don't know how to end this. I'm gonna make us a outro that's on brand for our little fallacy detective guy. And when's our next stream gonna be? I know you are having your
So
bionic knee put in the future. So
so it's gonna be so this next week is super interesting. My 17-year-old is graduating from college.
what? How did that happen so fast?
So and this is like it's such a funny example because my oldest is they're both going to start at the same college in the fall. And she's like, I'm starting out as a freshman and they're going to be a junior. And I said, you're right, because you guys chose different priorities for school. And so for high school, Jace has done a lot of like dual credit type classes, and taken a lot of college classes. And so it's weird because they actually get their associate's degree next week and then they graduate high school in June. So it's weird.
That's
But
amazing. That's cool. Wow.
right? Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So that is next week on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, I'm having a total knee replacement. So
You are a busy person. It's like, what are you doing? Well, Amy's keeping 7 people alive and replacing her knee and, live streaming and taking down multi-level marketing companies. And I'm like, when I grow up, I want to be just like Amy, but maybe less surgeries. But I mean,
definitely less surgeries. Hopefully, this has been interesting. So,
yeah.
but I will, so I only stay in the hospital, I think, one night, and then I'll be home and medicated. It'll probably take me a week or two to be like, okay, I can do this without swearing.
Yeah. Yes, Medicated Amy is one of the highlights of our live streaming lives. So, and yes, a speedy and
Oh,
complete
thank you.
recovery. I'm just happy that you're going to be able to be pain free and not have to be in, life is tough when walking hurts and
Yeah, it's been so interesting, and a lot of it, I think, is we go back, like, and honestly, like, logical fallacies completely and totally screwed me up, um, because some of the things that I believed that were told to me, I should not have believed, and so, like, well, if you're teaching an aerobics class, that doesn't count as a workout because no one can see it. You're not going to get sales from it, all of these different things. Well, my body counted it as a workout. And so working out for 4 hours in a day, it kind of trashes your knees after a while. So,
Yep, absolutely.
oh, thank you. I will let Jace know because, like, seriously, they're amazing. I don't tell them that a lot because they make fun of me for being short all the time. I'm 5'8". Is 5'8" short?
No, it's tall. It's taller than the average. I'm 5'5", so you're tall.
So I'm 5'8", but I am quickly being like the shortest in my family. My 2 kids that are like high school above are my daughter is 5'11", I think. And then
Wow.
Jace is like 6'3", 6'4". That's a 17-year-old. It's ridiculous.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, you're the one that gave them all their tall genetic fun stuff, so you get to, they can't make too much fun of you. Chelsea's
That's what I
5'7".
say.
Y'all tell us how tall you are in the chat.
Right.
She's
They're
5'7".
11.
Bob is
Yeah.
5'5".
So my sister is 5'1" and a half, and she considers herself fun-sized.
Oh
She's
my
not
gosh,
short, fun-sized.
that's so cute. I'm 5'4", used to be 5'5". Oh my gosh. 5'9", Tanya. I did not expect that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
it's
pretty.
Right. So it's funny. So my husband is like 6'4", I think 6'5", and in our wedding pictures, he's 6'4", his brother's 6'4", another brother is 6'8", and
Yep.
then another brother is 5'8". And
Oh,
so one of these is not like the others.
yes. Yep.
So,
My
it's all
husband's
the
6'8", so he's pretty tall.
see, yeah. It's it's just interesting.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love knowing how tall y'all are.
Wow. Like it's really interesting. So, yeah, they're guessing. I'm not sure if when Jace will be done growing. So Jace is 17, and like during the pandemic when we were on lockdown, I want to say Jace grew like an asinine amount. I want to say it was like 6 to 8 inches. It was just like
Ouch.
boom.
Ouch. That was a hurt.
It was painful. It
Mm,
so
dang.
yeah.
I'm gonna see if anybody is live right now to see if I can push our stream over to theirs to redirect. Live chat, can you help me out and see if anyone is? Oh wait, Heather C is gonna be live in a minute. Wait, what time she? Oh, that's too late. 7:45. Dang it.
Oh, I was gonna say Erin's going live in 30 minutes, you guys.
Okay.
So
Well, I will just put hers in as a redirect if it's Erin B's. Oh wait, I don't see it popping up on my deal. Let me see. YouTube. Maybe she's not. Erin B's.
I thought she was going live today at 5.
I thought she was too. Savannah's going live sometime. Let me see
Okay.
let me just message her real quick because we can raid her stream if she's gonna be live soon. Savannah, when are you going live? We want to raid your stream. Okay. I'll just text her. Hold on. Sorry, live chat. I just want to put our, send y'all somewhere good.
It says upcoming. I can redirect.
To
Hers is at 6.
for Aaron's?
Well, yeah. No. So
Savannah?
Savannah is going live in an hour and a half.
Okay.
But I don't see Erin's in there, so I may just put mine to redirect over to Savannah's.
Yeah, I'm gonna redirect to Savannah's because then if people watch this and then they can just go over to hers.
Perfect.
Savannah.
Thanks for teaching me how to do that, by the way. So now I can
Sweet.
do that.
Cool. All right. Live chat, you've been incredible. We're going to redirect over to Savannah's. Hers doesn't start for a while, but if someone watches this in the future, it'll go over there. It's going to be way in the future. There's nobody sooner than this going live. So thank you for joining us. Sorry this was kind of short, but hope y'all join us for the next, and we'll let you know when we're going to be able to stream next for the next part. So
absolutely.
thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye, guys.